First and foremost, for anyone that doesn't know me, my name is Kaydian Moody. Welcome on. Thank you guys for joining us. I get to introduce you guys to this phenomenal leader. Oh my goodness, she's fire. She's full of passion, full of energy. You guys know her best as Marketing Director Pamela Pacheco. Miss Pam, did you make the call?
I did. Top of the morning, Miss Kaydian, hostess with the mostest. As always, I am beyond grateful for your leadership, for who you are, whose you are. You're just an amazing asset, not only to our team, but my life, right? I would not be who I am without you. Greatly appreciate you. So great morning, everybody. I am super excited to be on here with you guys today. Like she said, my name is Pamela Pacheco, and I have the pleasure, honor, and privilege of being your host today. And I tell you this, man, I got started 6.5 years ago. It's going to be 7 years. And I remember tuning in, right, to amazing things like what you're going to see right now. And I remember tuning into these calls because not only was I tuning in to these calls because of the value that they were giving me, right? But I remember tuning into these calls because they were starting so much. They were starting my day with such positivity, right? They were starting my day with such positivity. I was getting a plethora of knowledge. I was getting fired up. And I knew one thing, that it was going to set the tone for the entire day. And it's these stories that you hear over and over and over again that not only allow you to know that you can do this, right? But allow you to know that it's okay wherever it is that you are in your life right now. It's okay wherever it is that you are in your business. It's okay, right? Because better is definitely ahead. And I'm excited. And I'll tell you one thing, man. These two women, I have been seeing them absolutely crushing it. And just so happens that my shirt says, I grind different, right? Shout out to the plug. Make sure you guys go get that. But they definitely grind different, right? Their grind is definitely different. Their grind is definitely different. I mean, these women are killing it. Not only in Jamaica are they making an impact, right? What they're doing is spreading around the world. It's spreading around the world. And it's enough about me, right? Let's bring these beautiful powerhouse queens on. First of all, usually the way that we do this, right? We always go with the person that is most the senior person, right? We usually let them go last, but Miss Sandrea, she has a lot of things to do today. So we're going to actually let her go first today, okay, because of her schedule. So I kind of want to tell you guys a little bit of a background about her. Now, it's amazing because she, you know, when you look at her, you're like, you see this little cool, calm, and collected, but she's such a boss, right? When I think of someone that has persisted and persevered, I definitely think of this woman. She is a mom of two. She has a background in the insurance agent industry over 17 years. I mean, she is just a phenomenal woman, loves to live life, have fun. Without further ado, it is my pleasure, honor, and privilege to bring up to you Miss Sandrea. Are you on the phone, Sandy? How you doing?
Hi, I'm here.
Yes, I love the hair. Yes, honey. Welcome and happy Thursday. Thank you so much for just being a servant leader. And it's such a beautiful thing because, you know, Kaydian is on your team and HIP Marketing Director. And you're a marketing director, right? You also hit marketing director. And, you know, you've been in for quite some time, right? And this is kind of why I wanted to have both of you guys on the call, because you guys have such dynamic stories. And, you know, when we talk about, we have so much momentum going on in our company, right? Around the world, across the globe. Our products is the best that it's ever been. Like everything is just like aligning, yes? And however, you see somebody that may have started quite some time ago, right? And they may just kind of be sitting on the fence right now. And before I kind of get into all of that, I want you to just tell the world about you. You know, where were you when you saw World Ventures? You know, let the world know who Miss Sandrea is, and then we'll take it from there. Thank you so much, Queen.
All right, not a problem. Wow. I'm on this call. I can't believe it. I'm so completely honored. I'm the person that I was always on the other side. So now to be on this side talking to you guys, it's just an amazing feeling. So for everyone that don't know me, my name is Sandrea Lou. I'm from Portmore, Jamaica. I'm a mother of two. And I have been in the insurance industry for 17 years, did that fresh out of high school until May of this year. So I saw our ventures 5 years ago from my sister. Well, no, that's a lie. I saw it 6 years ago from a coworker before. She showed me the concept. I loved it the first time, but she didn't follow up with me to see if I was interested to get started. So guys, rule number one, always follow up with your prospects. So she didn't follow up with me. So, it went to the back of my head. Then my sister came back to me in 2015 and she showed me the information again. I fell in love with it all over again. And because it was my sister, I was more inclined to join with my sister. So I got started with her. And I love the product. But in all honesty, guys, the business part for me, I didn't take off like I should. Simply because I didn't have the right mindset. I wasn't listening to what my upline was saying to me. I was not being coachable and I didn't have the time to do it. So that was where my downfall was with the business. But you see, as soon as I flipped that switch and I started to listen and I really started to plug into personal development, that's when it took off for me. And, helping a lot of persons right now. A lot of persons on my team are winning and winning big. There's Kaydian, my marketing director, of a lot of senior reps, of a lot of 3-stars. And, we have 2 upcoming directors about to pop soon. So, things are going great right now.
Girl, great. That is an understatement. That is an understatement. Going absolutely amazing. I like how you said something and you're like, I wasn't coachable. And it definitely flipped the switch when you made a decision to work on yourself and be coachable. And in your experience, right, if you could tell me, what is something on your journey that you're like, man, if I can do this experience, if I can go back on this part of my journey, I would have changed that. What is one thing you would have been like, I wish I would have been more coachable here because I know that would have made a difference for me?
Definitely. So there are more than one experiences that I had where I said to myself, if I listen, I could probably reach here. So for me, the biggest thing is like when I went to trainings over like the international trainings, and there was this one year when we had all of those marketing directors hit the stage. So you hear Jamaica, Jamaica, Jamaica. And I sat there and I was in the back and I was like, wow, if these people can do it, so can I. And it was just a great feeling to hear, your country being represented again and again and again and again. And, that really gave me the belief to say, if these persons can do it, so can I. Because we're talking about persons who are college students. We're talking about persons who had a regular 9-to-5. And if they can go there and do it, so can I. I think if anything that I would change that. I wish I would have believed more in myself, because that is the key here to win. You have to actually believe in yourself and what you're doing and what you're selling. And I don't believe I had that at the time. I didn't believe, even though I said, yeah, I'm going to do it. And, Dewey would always have his little conversations with us. And he's like, so what are you going to do differently? And I would say it. And I say it, but I didn't mean it. I just said it because I know Dewey wanted a good answer. And I gave him that, good answer that he needed. But I didn't believe that I could actually go there and do it. And there's a lot of things that will happen in your life that will cause you to just look into yourself. Personal things in your life are going to affect you. For me, I always said my why were my kids. But when you really look at it, sometimes your why is going to change. Because my kids are good. They have everything that they want. They don't have to worry or complain about anything. I think I had the Jamaican standards of a good job. So I got paid well. I was able to purchase my own house. I had cars. So, I was living a pretty decent life by Jamaican standards, but I was time broke. And what happened for me is that um, last year when my father got sick, he was in the hospital for about 2 weeks. He had to spend Father's Day in the hospital. And I think I had a fallout with my manager that morning when he was admitted, because she's saying to me, we have a meeting tomorrow, you are going to miss this meeting. And I'm like, but my dad is in the hospital. So I had to choose what is most important to me. Am I going to pick a stupid meeting? Well, not a stupid meeting, but a meeting. Or am I going to go with staying with my father? I have to run up and down and get supplies, because here in Jamaica, I mean, the health system is kind of different. A lot of things are not provided at the hospital. So I was the eldest child that was able to jump up and do things for him. So I had to make that decision right there, that daddy have to come first. Because my father, anybody that knows me, my father is my confidant. He's my hero. He's just that person in my life. So I had to make that decision. Do I really want to continue this type of lifestyle? Do I really want to continue to do a 9 to 5 all the days of my life and get this type of treatment where I have to choose between family? And then another thing happened during this pandemic where my kids, now this is where I had to be in conflict with my manager again, right? So you can really see that the 9 to 5 was really getting to me. Now, when you have children, and during this pandemic, a lot of us in my job weren't able to work from home. I had all the tools to work from home. My job required me to do offsite stuff, but because of my position, I was not able to work from home. Guys, I'm the only person in my department that has kids, and I was given less preference to work from home. So I had to make a tough decision. Which child am I going to send to school? Is it the younger one or the older one? And I had to just choose to send the older one to school, simply because he needs it more than the younger one. So I was torn. I had to make that decision. Who am I going to send? And as a mother, you don't ever want to choose who are you going to send to school. And it's not even because you don't even have the money. It's just simply because work. And I believe that's where I really started to throw myself into World Ventures, because I'm saying this cannot be the life for me. I needed to be out of a 9 to 5. So that's when the switch flipped for me. So I don't know if I answered your question.
But. Yeah, you definitely did. You definitely did. And here's what I got a few things from what you said, right, Sandy? Because you had a few defining moments, and in your experiences, it's sometimes when we reflect on moments like this, right? I know somebody on here is just like, man, I've been there too, right? One of them was when your entire country, pretty much the majority of it, was getting recognized. I remember that very, very perfectly. It was like a bobsled team, right? Yes. And it was like, you thought it was like the Jamaican bobsled team, like, because they were like owning the stage, right? And another defining moment for you was when, your dad was sick. And I could definitely relate to that. And I know so many people here have, because we've all, these are just kind of like uncontrollables and inevitables in life, right? Like, you either have had a parent that's sick or a loved one that is sick or somebody. And having to choose, right, whether you want to be there for your loved one. And Jared just said that one of our leaders, like, man, the worst thing is having to ask for permission, right? That is like the worst thing, to be there for your loved one. And then another defining moment, right? When you're like, during the pandemic, you're like, you had to pick which of your kids to send to school. Like, man, I can't even fathom that. So again, hats off to you, but you're just like, these defining moments is like, some people, like, pressure caused them to break, or some of them caused them to break records. And you're just like, I'm gonna go ahead and get this done. And I want to take it back a little bit, right? Because your experience, you have so many things that you've overcome, and it has been in a completely, amazing journey, because you've been in a little bit over 4 years, I want to say 5 years now. And I remember that, when Jamaica was first launching, right? Jamaica took a huge hit, and because there was an article published, and thousands of people, right, scattered. And you stayed. you stayed, right? You've been one of the generals, right? On Mr. Dewey Saxton's on our team. You've been one of the generals, and that is just speaks volumes to who you are, your character, right? You're really not only so much your character, but it also speaks volumes to who you are, and also the commitment that you've had to not only WV, but the commitment that you've had to yourself, the commitment that you've had to your dreams, the commitment that you've had to your children, the commitment that you've had to your team, the commitment that you've had to your country, the commitment that you've had to your decision. Understand? And that's powerful. That's powerful. And I want you to just talk a little bit about that. Like, you know, you don't got to go into really too much details, but where was your mindset when all of this is taking place, right? And it was probably the first of many storms that you've persisted and persevered. Like, where was your mindset to be like, I'm gonna stick this one out. What's up? Like, we here. We not going nowhere. Like, I wanna know. Like, talk to us. We gotta hear that.
All right, that's a problem. All right, so when we got started, wow. So I was doing the what I was told to do at that point. So we were recruiting, we were inviting, and you know, at that point, I got my first 2 persons, I believe, at that point. And we were super excited. She was excited. Dude was doing his one-on-one trainings. We got pumped. And I was like, yeah, I got my first 2. I was so excited because, you know, back then we got, we got the direct commissions, and I was looking forward to getting my wings and all of that. So, oh boy. And then the article hits. I mean, those 2 persons just left instantly. Like my friend, I remember she said to me, well, everybody's saying to me this is a scam, and you know, I don't want to be caught up into anything that is a scam, so I'm gonna have to cancel my membership. And guys, back then to get started, it was $365. We didn't have silver like what you guys are having now. And here in Jamaica, the exchange rate is crazy for $1. So imagine me spending $365. Our exchange rate now is $150, right? So you do the math. Yeah. So when she canceled, I was like super disappointed. And then I had spillovers at the time it was the left. I had a lot of spillovers. So, you know, I was really working on getting those cycles, getting to senior rep. The numbers were good. And, you know, just one by one, the numbers just start falling right off. You know, Trish came to visit us and she just took everybody. And I was disappointed. But I believe what stood out for me is when I went to my first training, we had that. I don't know if you guys remember when we went to Orlando and they rented out Epcot Center for us. That was my very, very, very first training. And I believe it was from that time I was sold, because I said to myself, man, if Wayne Nugent can rent out this entire place for all of us to enjoy for free, I was sold from that time. And I said to myself, my kids have to come here. Definitely have to come here. And I fell in love with the product, because initially that's what sold me to World Ventures, was Dream Trips, was the product. I wanted to take my kids to Walt Disney. I wanted to go to Paris. I wanted to take my father on a cruise. These are things that I did not do as it. So for me, I needed that. So as I said, remember, I just didn't have the time. So for me, that's what really hold me. I saw a value in the product that I got. I paid a membership fee for almost 4 years. 4 years at Gold, not silver, at Gold, right? Because I saw value in the product. I knew that for every monthly fee I spent, I'm getting it back in Dream Trips.
Say that again. Sorry. Say that again, because I know there's some people on here. I just had to I didn't mean to interrupt you. I never do this. I just want you to say that again, because there's some people on here that have probably been in for a month or 6 months and they paying a monthly fee and they want to quit already, right? And it's probably a silver monthly fee. Whereas you was in for 4 years paying a gold monthly fee of $57 or $60 better. Like, say that again. Say that again.
I paid a monthly fee for almost, basically 4 years. 4 years at Gold membership plus the business, you know. And it's not like I mean, I could afford it, you know, but there are other things I could have done with that $81 times 150. That's almost $12,000 Jamaican every month. There are other things I could have done with that, but I chose to keep my membership because I believed in what I had, and I saw value in what the company was giving to me. Because I know I can go on a dream trip. I know I have the point system to reduce my trip. So I believe that's what it was for me, Pamela. I just loved the product. I was sold from that first training. And you know, I took 2 dream trips, and it was absolutely amazing. And I said, yo, I'm going to go on more of these things. So I think that's what it was for me. I just saw value
Yes,
in the
like
product.
listen. I don't. Here's the beautiful thing about when we do with these calls. Like, I just love the transparency. We're not looking for any specific answer, because that's the beautiful thing about what it is that we have our hands on, and the beautiful diversity that we have. You understand? And I love that you said that. Like, yo, it was the product for me. Like, I remember. Like, I actually took my mom to that training event because it was our 10-year anniversary, and I'm like, Mom, we're in Florida. Like, we're packing out the cars. I don't care. Everybody's going. Everybody's going. You need to see what we do. Like, you got to come see this, okay? Because it's like you said, like, I don't care what an article says. I don't care who leaves. Like, I got a product. Do the dream trip still work? Can I go on a dream trip? Okay, we're out. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's having that level of belief. Understand, it's having that level of belief that is going to allow you to persist and persevere and overcome as many obstacles, right? And continuously overcome. And yes, I like how Jared said, she wasn't just paying $57 of a gold membership, US dollars. She was paying it in Jamaican money too, right? So she was paying a little bit more than when we're accustomed to. Talking about, you know, the value of the dollar over there and stuff like that. So something that I wanted to touch base on with you, right? Because it was this year that the switch really flipped for you. And I know you got to get off soon, but I want you to talk about how you were in the middle of a pandemic. And I want to say, you could correct me if I'm wrong, that you were a 3-star rep at the beginning of the year. Okay. And it went from that to now you're at a marketing director level. So, girl, like, I need to know what was that journey like. We need to know what was that journey like. And also, like, tell us if that would have even been possible without you going to training.
No, that definitely would not have been possible. I think it started December when I went to RTE. I really started to look into myself and say, what are you doing? Because normally at our RTEs, you know, the 3-star reps, they get up on stage and they take pictures with the IMDs that come down. I'm like, Sandra, what are you doing? Persons that got in like 1 month ago and they're 3-star senior rep, and they were getting up on stage. And I said to myself, what am I doing? These persons are college students. These persons are unemployed students. These persons are regular persons like us that are on this call. And they were winning. And I said, what are you doing? So in January, when I went to Arizona, you know, when I heard, I don't know what happened at that training, but that something happened. They always say big decisions are made at big events at the training.
Talk about it.
If you think that you can win without going to training, you are wrong. Training is a must. When I left Arizona on Sunday night, especially after hearing Valisari's talk, no excuses. Every event, she built from event to event to event, no excuses. I believe that she was probably worse off than most of us on this call. She was worse off, but she never made any excuses. She just went all in. I think I left pumped up from that training. And I said to my sister that Sunday night before we left, sis, we are in this business for too long to not be winning. And I said to her, are you running with me or not? And she said, yes, sis, we're going to do this. And I left that trading super pumped, and I just decided that it's all or nothing for me. I stopped tiptoeing. I decided to get off the fence and just run with it. So in January when I left, I was a qualified rep, guys. As a qualified rep. My team was growing, but my team has always been up and down this way. You guys know how it go. One side is growing, the other side's not really doing nothing. That's what it was for me. So in February, the weirdest thing happened. I cycled 6 times. I don't know what happened, but I believe it was something with my account. And then I did the welcome back promotion, and you know how that goes. And I got 6 cycles, and I'm like, so right there for me, I said, you know what? This is my belief check right here that you can do this. You know, I saw some money in my account, and I was like, this is my belief check that this is real, right? So February 25th, I was a 3-star representative. So I said, all right, cool. I saw the money in my back office, and I'm like, all right, get to senior rep next. I gave myself a deadline until my birthday, which was May 14. It didn't happen on May 14, but it happened on May 25th. So I was able to hit senior rep May 25th. May 29, my company laid me off. So I have been unemployed since May, right? So I said, all right, no job. Don't get me wrong, I actually wanted this because I saw where my business was really growing. I had a lot of persons coming into my organization, and I knew I wouldn't be able to assist them as much as I wanted to. So May 29, I got laid off. I decided to just run with this because I see the potential of what was happening. And then, it was on the run to director. A lot of things happened to me. And as I said before, I'm a type of person, I always withdraw myself. I always crawl into my little shell when anything happens to me. I'm a little yellow person, so I'm very emotional about stuff. And, I was experiencing some things that really got me down. And the old me would have stayed down until I wanted to come back out. But then the new me said, no, we're doing this or not. So I said, me moping around, me being depressed is not going to get me to the next rank that I wanted to get to. So I had to put on my big girl panties and just push through, right? So on July 17, I was able to hit director. 5 days after that, I hit marketing director. And the awesome story behind that is that when Dewey was having their who's gonna be the next marketing director conversation, I was never in that topic, guys. Nobody saw me coming. And it's just an awesome feeling. When I told Dewey my numbers, he said, what? You are the next marketing director on my team. You are the closest to it. And I'm like, really? But knowing me, I'm not a red person. I'm not about the competition. So I was like, all right, cool. So, I believe it's just my desire to win. It really just flipped a switch for me this year. I saw what could have been achieved. I saw it all along, but this year is where I really decided to get serious. I really went out and I really went out and I shared the information. Before, you couldn't get me to do that because I didn't have the time to do it. And I don't like talking to people. I'm an introvert. This for me is new. I'm still getting used to it. So, I just really made the decision to just go all in. It's all or nothing. And I see where we can go with this, and I am going there. So I'm just taking anybody and everybody that's willing to come with me. And the persons who are running, I'm running with them. I'm following the mentorship of Dewey Saxton and everything that he does for his team. And, it's just an awesome feeling. Qualified rep to now marketing director.
Sheesh! Qualified rep to marketing director, honey. Listen, if I don't know, man, if somebody is on this call, we got over 150 people on here, and they're not excited, they got to check their pulse. If they're not inspired, they got to check their pulse. If their belief level didn't go up, they got to check their pulse. If they're not registered for the view, they got to check their pulse, because like you said, big decisions are made at big events. And man, that's a beautiful thing. And one of our teammates said something like, you getting laid off was God answering your prayers, because he saw your desire, he saw your commitment, he saw your decision that you made to go ahead and get this done. And for those people that don't know what event is in January, it's actually our momentum event, right? It's our momentum event, and it's the first event of the year. And it's just a beautiful thing, because it's like, it was a decision, right? And it's like, even though you've been in your back office for the last 5 years, you really hit marketing director in less than a 6 to 7 month span, because that's the time that you really made the decision to do it. You understand what I'm saying? Because it doesn't matter when you signed up in WV. It doesn't matter when you got in WV. It's when WV got into you, right? And it's when it got into you enough, into the depths of your soul, that you're like, all right, this is game time. It's game time. That's absolutely beautiful. And yes, I stand corrected. Our next event before the View is our RTE September 12th, which is going to be iconic. It is going to be out of this world. I mean, man. So, I'm going to let you go. However, right before you go, I want you to just say whatever's on your heart. Whatever's on your heart that you want to leave us with, whether you want to talk to that brand new person, whether you want to talk to that person that was in the same amount of time as you and is just on the brink of making that decision. Why is it worth it? Or however, whatever you want to say, whatever is on your heart. Thank you again so much for serving us this morning, Sandy.
Thank you for having me. Well, the only thing that I would say, guys, if you're in long or some time ago, just remember your why you got started. Why was it worth it for you back then to continue? Finish the race. Just finish what you set out to do. Believe in yourself, believe in the product. And as everybody always say, pay attention, stay excited, and never ever quit. Because sometimes, our success story is just one phone call away. See, my success story was one phone call away when I met Kaydian Grant. I'm so glad that I never gave up. I never gave up. And just to hear somebody tell you every day, thank you for showing me this. Thank you for bringing this into my life. Thank you for Dewey Saxon. Thank you for this platform. Thank you for World Ventures. That means more to me than just earning money. If I can impact many more lives like Kaydian, like all the other ladies on my team, it's just a beautiful thing. And guys, just stop chasing the money. Help whoever you can help along the way. If you're brand new, don't be like me. Listen to your mentor. Be coachable, be teachable, and just listen. They know what they're doing. They are at the level. Find somebody that has that you want and stick on to them like glue. All right? So thank you, Pamela, for having me.
Yes, thank you for blessing us. Big up yourself, Queen.
Thank you.
I am looking forward to your continued success. I am going to go crazy on stage when you're walking that stage. Glory to God, man. I'm excited for you. Keep killing it. Keep blessing more people, man. You are leading, you are inspiring, and now is the time to continue to do so. So thank you so much for what you continue to do, and thank you for serving us this morning. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Are most welcome. And let me just big up Team Ketchup that's on the call. Next level, get ketchup. That's our new thing now.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So moving right along, guys, I'm excited, man. So this powerhouse, we actually, for the first time, I've been hearing about her. And the reason why I've been hearing about her, because Mr. Dewey Saxton is a leader of all leaders. And, he is one of those people that is like a lot of us, that when he wants something done, he makes sure he gets it done. And he's very persistent. So when he needs like testimonies or 3 ways, Dewey is the person that is like, he hits up everybody. And as I was getting on these testimonial calls, I kept seeing this girl, and I kept just, but when you see somebody and you just like feel a different energy from them, I'm just like, this girl's different, right? I like her energy. I like her passion. Like it's inspiring, it's exhilarating, it's refreshing. And then I heard her speak on our World Ventures Takeover Tuesdays. So make sure that you set your alarms for every Tuesday, Takeover Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because on the World Ventures Instagram page, we have such incredible stories being featured like this woman. And it was there that I heard her completely share her story. And I was like, wow, absolutely blown away. And I'm excited for you guys to hear from her today. Miss Kaydian Grant, she has 3 babies. Formerly to this, she was in the telemarketing industry. She currently still runs 2 online businesses, very successful. And I just want you, to tell them a little bit about you. Again, welcome. Thank you so much for being on here, Miss Kaydian Grant, newest marketing director.
OMG, thank you so much for having me. Oh my God, I can't believe it. But hi, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, anywhere you are. So my name is Kaydian Grant. I am 33 years old. I'm from Kingston, Jamaica. I'm mom of 3. I'm also an entrepreneur, own and operate 2 online business. I saw World Ventures. I must say, I saw World Ventures, I think, early January, but I wasn't having it because I didn't know what it was about. I didn't want to do it. I just wasn't having it. I saw it from Miss Sandrea. She's my very good friend who I love and I trust. But the thing about it is that she didn't give up on me. She didn't give up on me, and she kept coming back and said, "Girl, what you doing? You need to get started." I didn't
I think we lost you a little bit. I don't know if your Wi-Fi is okay. Is it me or can you guys hear her?
She's frozen.
She froze a little bit. Give me 1 second. In the meantime, as we get Miss Kaydian back on, if you guys could just go in the chat and type in what has been your favorite part thus far. Give me 1 second. Somebody said everything. What else? She is logging back on. Somebody said it's not the Jamaican internet. Oh, man. Commitment. Yes, Miss Sonia Gonzalez, the commitment, the teamwork, the loyalty. Yes, leadership. Hadi, yes. IMD Hadiatu says the determination. Yes, ma'am. Dakota says the support is amazing. Team catch up, yes, is the best, one of the best, definitely. Melissa, hi Melly, remaining committed to your decision no matter what comes your way. Marley says Sandra's never quit attitude. Yes, I love that. Jared, Sandra, loyalty and commitment. Yes, Sandra's persistency to keep going. Shay says, all of the motivation, I'm just extremely excited now. Yes, nothing's like energy, man. Emotion, all of this is a transfer of energy, a transfer of emotion, right? That's what closing is. I love the dedication, the drive, and the support. Yes, I love that. Sue Jenny says how she was paying that fee consistently and never gave up, right? Over 5 years. Girl, listen, the resiliency. Yes, Hadi, yes. The patience. Yes, indeed. Belief in the product. Absolutely. Being coachable and teachable and staying the course. Absolutely, Miss Edwina. Yes, Mr. Galan says trusting the process and running your race. Yes, sir. Her courage to keep pushing even when everyone else was quitting. Yes, determination. Brandon says your business can change. Oh, and we got her back. We got you back, Kaydian. Yes.
You guys wouldn't believe what happened. All right, so I got kicked off by one of the internets, but yes, champions are just.
Yes.
All right, so OMG. All right.
So all great, girl. We back.
All right, so I'm gonna have to hold it.
You're gonna bless some people's lives. See, we just got the devil upset. You're gonna bless some people's lives even more. So let's get it.
Okay. All right, so, oh my God. All right, so as I said, I got started. Let me see. All right, so I got started with I got started in May 8th. I was skeptic because I just resigned from being a telemarketer. I wanted to focus on more on my kids and my business. However, I thought about the fact that the person that was sharing the concept with me was my friend who I love and trust. But not only that, guys, because I love money, coming from a person where I love money, like, guys, I love money, super, 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 super money. And then she told me that I could make crazy money with the concept. She told me that I could take my kids on a vacation. I've never traveled. I've never ever traveled to this day. I've never traveled. And when she told me that I could take my kids on a vacation on a Pepsi budget, I was sold. So I locked my spot. Now, within 3 weeks in the concept, I was able to hit the first level of residual income. At the time, I had 24 persons on my team. But the awesome feeling was that I start make money. I'm making the money in my sleep, the Bob Marley money, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air money. So I was sold. Fast forward to today, just a couple weeks ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I was able to hit the fourth level of residual income. I'm a marketing director, and I did that in 3 months and 6 days. I'm about to pop a director. So, I mean, I'm super excited. I'm super excited, guys. Super excited.
That is phenomenal. That is absolutely phenomenal. She said, I like money. I know that's right. She's just like, and you're breaking records, right? You're breaking records, and that desire. And it's incredible because I love the stories contrast so much, right? Because it's like you have someone that hit marketing director, right? And really, and what has allowed her to persist and persevere was the belief in the product because of the experience she had. And then you have someone that just came in, right? Has not gone on a dream trip as of yet, right? But your belief level is on a different level. Your energy is on a different level. Your level of commitment is on a different level. Your grind level is on a different level. And you're just like, I'm here, right? I'm here. I'm a marketing director at 3 months. I just popped a director, right? So I want you to talk about, like, in your experience, like being here, like what has been some of the steps that you are taking, like on a day-to-day basis, to get to that next level and help more people get to that next level as well?
I mean, my why is super big. My why is so strong. Before World Ventures, I didn't even know what is a why. I didn't even think about a why, but then I learned about it. It's a process that I'm going through day by day in World Ventures. My why is big. My mom had me when she was 15 years old. My father has been a crackhead from I was 9 years old. My mom had me when she was 15, so it was a case where she was a child who would raise a child, and she wasn't ready for that because she was like a party girl. She's young, and she wasn't ready for a Kaydian grant. She wasn't ready for me, and so I went through a lot in terms of struggles. I mean, I was exposed to sex at a very early age. There are things that I used to have to do for sex just so I could be comfortable. We didn't have cell phone at the time, so I couldn't call my mother, who wasn't around, to tell her that I'm experiencing certain stuff. My grandmother husband, she left me with him, and he didn't like me before she left, and then she left, and then he was abusive to my grandmother. But not only that, it was a case that my grandmother couldn't even leave dinner for me. I couldn't get breakfast, I couldn't get lunch, I couldn't get dinner. Sometimes because of the uncomfortableness of the home, I had to leave home during the day, and I'll always be on the street begging and looking for some amount of comfort because of the lack of love that I got in the home. I was always looking for love outside of the home. I had to have sex for comfort. I thought that those men loved me. That's the impression that I got, that those men loved me. And certain things that I think that my mom should be the one to see or go through with me, like my first period. My mom wasn't there and so forth. You get me? So I've gone through a lot. There's this neighbor that I had. He was the one that introduced me to sex. I remember he had cable and I didn't, and he gave us cable. And whenever he knows that my mother is not around, he would cut the cable and tell me to come over. If I want back the cable, I have to come over. And I wanted the cables, I would go over. Get me? Life for me was not easy. I was living in a house where I was not loved because my grandmother husband didn't like me. It was hard for her to love me because he was the head of the house and he used to beat her for nothing at all. And because she was a softie, she didn't have control. So it was hard for her to even care for me or give me some amount of love. So I felt like the black sheep in the house. So I was always out there looking for some amount of, comfort and so forth. But then that kind of put me in a determination mode where I loved school. My mother didn't get to finish school because she had me here in Jamaica at that time. When you get pregnant at a very young age, you weren't given the opportunity as they are given now, because when if you have children under the age and after you have children, you have to go back to school. But in that time, 33 years ago, my mom didn't get that opportunity to go back to school. So I always loved school. I always tried to go to school, get good grades. I don't care. Persons will put me down because of the struggles and what I've gone through. They don't understand why I went through it or what happened, but people are quick to call you names sometimes. So they will tell me that you're not going to be anything in life. I always thought that I would end up being like a prostitute, a whore, a thief, a rum. I thought I would be an alcoholic, a crackhead, because of the stuff that I had to endure. And it's not just as a child. I endured it up to about 24 years old. I endured a lot of struggles. So it's just my determination to evolve. So when I saw World Ventures now, it was like this. I mean, I was doing pretty well last year. I launched my business. I launched myself as a businesswoman. It was always a thing for me to elevate, to come up above the rest, because I'm literally coming from nothing. And then when I saw World Ventures now and I see the family, I mean, Sandrea Lou, when I started, I kept asking her, is this legit? Is this legit? Is this legit? Is this legit? I mean, I've been nudging her every minute. I said, Sandra, are you sure I can make money in it? Because when I came in World Ventures, I saw it as an opportunity. I saw it as a way. I said, God, please let this be the one for me to, please. Because I can't believe I am still, every time I go on a call, I'm still in awe because I'm being requested because of what I've gone through in life. And this is super for me. I don't feel any special type of way. I tell Dewey Saxon every day, I feel normal. I don't feel like a marketing director. I feel like somebody's a normal person that is surrounded by strangers that know loves me and they cheer for me. I mean, Team Ketchup, these people want to see me win. They don't care if they don't win or if they win later or down the line. They want to see me win. And that's what I think, that's one of the things that pushed me, because it's not easy. It's not.
Girl, I mean, you're going to get to read these comments later, but right now, I just want you to know everybody is just showing you so much love. Like, God bless you. Like, you're such a beautiful testament that your past does not predict your future, and that you can kill the old story by recreating your own story, and that it's okay, that it doesn't matter the pain that you've gone through, you can use that as a platform to persist and to persevere and to make sure that your children never have to experience what you went through. Like we are overly grateful for your transparency, for your heart. I mean, like there's not too many people like you that can turn that story into a story of power, and that can take that story and turn it for for good. You understand me? And what you're doing, what you've done is absolutely beyond. Like God has his hand all over your life and all over your kids and all over your future and all over your present. So understand that everything, no matter how it played out, it brought you up to this moment because your story is going to inspire multitudes. Thank you for being so transparent. Thank you for being so strong. And let me ask you, you said something that the love, again, somebody said, yes, you turn tragedy into triumph. Absolutely. And it's like, it's such a beautiful testimony that no matter what, your greatest accomplishments are ahead of you, right? No matter what it looks like, right? Better is ahead. And that is absolutely beautiful. That is absolutely powerful. You set a lot of people free on this call too, and you inspire beyond what you can imagine. And I have a question. So, in your experience, and you're like, your why is really what gets you going. And it's the same how-tos, right? It's the same daily disciplines. It's the same you inviting, you sharing, you presenting, you enrolling people and educating them. And when you're sharing this with people, especially in Jamaica, right? But when you're sharing this with people and you have not yet even gone on a dream trip, how do you respond to that, in the sense, like, where's your posture in the sense, like, what's your mindset? Like, you're like, yo, like, that's completely irrelevant to you. Like, what does it look like when you're overcoming an obstacle of when you're closing somebody on this?
All right, so coming into World Ventures, thank you so much for that. So coming into World Ventures, I as I said, I didn't know what I was coming into. I just wanted to, I mean, Sandra Lewis, like, she's one of the biggest reasons why I came, because I wanted to be in her corner. I wanted to be on her. I want to be a friend like that. I want to be in the same thing that she's doing, because she had what I wanted. She had what I wanted in life. So I saw that as an opportunity where, well, if she's inviting me and she's not, like, she, you know what I mean? And I came into World Ventures. I showed a lot of persons. I showed, in my first week, I showed my family. I saw about over 200 persons, and I got all no's. Because I'm a product of a flyer. I didn't see World Ventures, like, hear about it on the internet or anything like that. I didn't know about World Ventures. I'm a product of the flyer. I saw a flyer and I shared the flyer for my friend, and then it got my attention when other persons that I sent to her joined. So I'm sorry about that. So I joined and I shared the video. At the time I had a video with a lot of my friends, and I used the flyer to invite other persons, because I didn't know how to talk to people. I didn't want to talk to people. I mean, I'm a hothead, so I don't like getting no's. At the time, I don't like getting no's. I don't like when people telling me no. So I was not into inviting. I mean, I'm good at it now. I know how to invite no, but I didn't know how to invite. So I shared it and I invited a couple people, but I got all no's. But then I'm a spiritual type of person, so I went on my knees. I think it was one morning. I was so frustrated that I showed so many persons and they all said no. And they all said they're going to think about it, and I was not getting any sign. And I was like, oh my God, so many people, and still no yeses. I was a little bit you know. So I went on my knees. I remember one morning I went on my knees and I asked God to please guide me, because I don't know about World Ventures. And I said, God, please prove these people that are saying that it's a scam wrong. Help me to build this, because I really need this to be my get out point, because I'm going through a lot and I want my situation to be changed. I want to be at a certain level. So that kind of and then my why. So with that, it kind of helped me to be more persistent and consistent, and I want to win. I have points to prove. I have to prove people wrong. There are persons that put me down to such a low level. Sometimes I feel like I'm already buried. I'm already buried. That's how low people put me. So I have points to prove. So and then with the spouse issue too, I had spouse issue where my spouse didn't believe in this. He didn't believe that it's real. He told his friends that I'm doing a scam. I'm doing scamming. So it was stuff like those, and I'm not the type that you're gonna tell me that it's not real and I'd listen. And I think that's a good thing. I thought it was a bad thing because I didn't listen to my mother when I was growing up. She couldn't tell me anything and I did it. I always want to find out for myself. I always want to find things out for myself. So when persons, it's a case where I don't buy people's opinion. I like finding out things for myself. So I did this and I told Miss Angela that I'm going to make you proud. And I tell her over and over, long before I even qualified rep, I told her, I'm going to make you proud. So she held me accountable to that. And for that, I did what I should do. I took it to God and I kept sharing and I kept sharing. And within the third week, I got all the persons, I start getting calls. I'm ready. And it's that same week that I hit 3-star. I didn't even get to go to 1-star. If I did, I didn't see it. I jumped to 2-star, and then about a day after, I hit 3-star. So I'm grateful. I think it's God's work for me to be here. Yeah.
Amen. Amen. And, one of our marketing directors, 6-figure earners, one of my favorite people, Miss Sonia Gonzalez, just said, you weren't buried, that you were planted. You were planted, right? And they tried to plant you, but then they tried to bury you, but then they know that you were a seed that was going to grow and blossom because God's favor is all over your life. Understand? And I love that, that was like, I'm going to have to prove people wrong. I got people to prove wrong. I have, and that is not a bad thing, right? A lot of people sometimes think like, oh, no, that's not a bad thing, because at the end of the day, you had to prove your baby father wrong, your whole husband wrong, right? Like, I'm going to start there. I'm going to start there. I'm going to start by proving you wrong, and then everybody else is going to see what's up. And it's powerful because, we always say here, somebody just wrote it, the attitude always comes before the paycheck. And the leadership is not determined by rank. Leadership is not determined by a paycheck. Leadership is not determined by position. Leadership is determined by those who are willing to take the initiative, to step up, right? To those people that are saying, you know what, I'm going to continue to persist and persevere and fight until I'm going to make sure my kids don't go through the stuff that I'm going through. That's a leader. Like, you're a leader. Understand? You're a leader. Far before you ever hit marketing director, you are a leader because you've already had those qualities, and you've already you're already taking that initiative. You're already displaying that tenacity. You're already persisting and persevering in your journey. You're already looking ahead, right? You're already thinking of the future. You're already having a vision. And that's what leaders are. Leaders are visionaries. Leaders are those that are able to come and bring certainty in an environment that there really isn't any. Especially, like you said, a lot of people didn't believe, so you was gonna, I'm gonna come and bring this certainty. I'm gonna come and bring this and let y'all know where we're at and where we're going with this. I love that. And I want to ask you, how important has training been to you? How important has it been to your journey, right? And I see you're lighting up. Your energy is absolutely contagious and exhilarating beyond belief. But how has training been a contributing factor to your journey? And what would you say to those people right now that are not registered for the RTE or the View?
Oh, so I had a tear just now because
Girl, I see that me over here teared up
All right. So for one, as when I just got started. Was around RTE. Um, Before that, I always went to training. We have training every morning currently going on. We have training every morning, and I'm always at that training. But then Dewey spoke about RTE, and I was like, I have to spend money to go to training. I was not having it. But then he kept going on and on about training and how important it is. So I said, because I looked up to him and I looked up to Sandrea and I saw that they were registered, I was like, well, if they're going, I'm going and I'm going. So I booked RTE. I went to RTE. Pamela, you're one of the persons that stood out to me. I mean, you came on in your suit and you were so organized, and I was like, damn, what? I want to be like that. And then I saw Tori Smith and I was like, woo, I was sold. And Adiatu, I was sold. Training RTE was the moment that I got sold. I was pumped. And then I heard my name being mentioned and I was pumped. Training is important to me. I mean, I tell my team this every day. I have a group for my team. Like anyone that I sign or enroll under me, I have them together in a group on WhatsApp. So I always tell them that training is important to your business. I've not missed a training. I've gone to RTE. I've gone to boot camp. I'm already booked for the view, and I'm already booked for RTE September the 12th, because guess what? The ketchup boss himself, Dewey Saxton, is one of the trainers. I mean, this man is somebody that I talk to every day. I talk to him every day. I'm one of his thorns. I'm in his side every day, nagging, and I think I nag, but it's just that he's positive, so he doesn't tell you that you're nagging. But we're same colors, we're red, blue, so we kind of understand each other. If we get at each other, we know how to come back. And then to know that Dewey Saxton, the person that I look up to, one of the persons that I look up to the most is training. I mean, yeah, training is important, guys. Training, if you're not booked for RTE, if you're not booked for View from the Edge, guys, get to it. Get to it. Training is important. It's super important to me because Dewey has ensured that he held me accountable, that I must be at every training. I must. And I am not going back on my word on that. So it's important that I'm at training.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Man, you got me in chills and tears over here. I mean, everybody that's on here, the chat is blowing up, and it's a beautiful thing because you just never know, who you're inspiring, right? As you continuously are persisting and persevering and staying committed to your decisions until, right? No matter what the circumstances are. And it's beautiful because just like I inspired you that day, guess what? You're inspiring people right now. You're inspiring people right now, right? And you're even inspiring me. And I want you to know that. And a lot of people on here, something that you said was super powerful, that you're like, well, my mentors are registered, and if they're going, I'm going too. My mentors told me to do this, I'm gonna do it too. And it shows that why you're winning. It shows that's a big reason why you're winning. Yes, your posture, your desire, you're one of God's favorites, absolutely, right? You continue to put him first. You work your ass off, okay? But it's also that you're coachable. It's also that you're paying attention to who you need to pay attention to. And that's powerful because a lot of times in leadership and in mentorship, we encounter people that want everything, that want all of these things. IMD Hayatu just said she's inspired. She loves you, lady. Okay. Yes. And we look at this and we're like, oh, well, I'm going to do what my leader tells me, but I'm not going to do everything they tell me. Well, I'm going to go to training, but I'm not going to go to every training. But you said it like that. That goes to show why you're winning, right? Why you're winning, because you're like, look, yeah, we do fast start trainings every morning. But when my mentor told me, like, I got to go to this training, even though I didn't want to really pay for it, I knew that it was an investment in my business and in my life and in the future, in my kids' future. And that's powerful. That's so, so powerful. And thank you so much for sharing. Man, it's beyond amazing, your story. And as we wrap this up, I just want you to, whatever it is, yes, somebody just said, Hariatsu actually just says, stay humble, coachable, and grind different. Yeah, absolutely. You know, what is something that is on your heart? If you could just, whatever it is that you want to tell anybody, whether it's someone that is brand new, whether it's someone that has gone through some obstacles like you, that has gone through so much pain, that has gone through so many tragedies, and they're on the fence of turning that tragedy into a triumph, right? They're on that place where they're like, man, I need to make this decision, and they're just like right there to making that decision. Whatever it is that is on your heart, to close out the call. Thank you so much again, Kaydian.
Thank you so much, Pamela. Oh my God. I must say thank you for having me. Like, this has been such a super, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. Like, oh my God. But yeah, let's focus. Guys, never let whatever you go through in life determines what should be or what your future should be. Not because you went through a lot of shit or a lot of obstacles and you're facing obstacles right now. You don't think you can do it because you're going through a lot. So what? Find your why. Your why is important. What hurts you? If it hurts you, run with it. Let's go. Run with it. Let's go. What hurts you? Find your why. I mean, I didn't understand what a why is before War Ventures, but coming in, I understand now what it is. And my why is big. I got to put my mother in a house. I got to buy my own car. I don't own a car yet. I got to buy a car. I got to go to places I've never been. I've never traveled. So I am determined to get to the very top because I got points to prove. So just never let your circumstances determine what you should get, because there's something out there for you. We have a saying here in Jamaica, every who have a stick a bush, meaning there's always something out there for you. There's that one thing out there waiting for you to come and find it. Never give up on yourself. Be confident. Be your biggest fan. Be your biggest fan. Love you. Love you for you and not for anyone else. You got to love you first before you're able to even love your children. If you don't love yourself, even if you're a parent, you're never going to love your kids. You're never going to love your man. You're never going to love. So love you. Be confident to you. Be true to you. And if you can do that, trust God. Trust God in everything you do. Whoever your God's name is, trust him. Trust her. Trust God. Put God first. Talk to him like you would talk to your friend. Let them say you're mad. What to say when you're talking to yourself. Let people say you're mad. Talk to your God. It is important. Never do anything without God. But most of all, be confident. Confident is a key factor to World Ventures. If you're not confident, you cannot win. Be confident. Love yourself. Believe in yourself. Be true to yourself. And then everything else shall follow. That's what I say.
Yes, 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 yes. Be confident, love yourself, believe in yourself. Man, listen, your transparency, your heart, your love, your energy has been absolutely amazing. Like, amen to all of that. We appreciate you. We love you, girl. We're here for you. Again, I mean, anything at all, man, just know we're here. We're here and we're excited and we're looking forward to your continued success. Thank you so much for blessing us on today's Breakfast Club call. Guys, we appreciate everybody tuning in. The recording will be available in the next 24 to 48 hours. Go win the day. Have a great one. Blessings on blessings.
Wait,
Yes.
one thing, Team Ketchup, next level ketchup, next level ketchup. Yeah, just wanted to put that in, Team Ketchup.
Yes.
We
Yes.
in it, we in it. Yeah,
I love it.
thank you.
Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, guys. God bless and have a great day. Thank you so much.
All right, bye.